Yeah, you know who.
If I'm going to get bad news, I want it from him because he's very handsome. Dr. Irwin Redlenner joins us now. MSNBC medical expert. Dr. Irwin Redlenner.
Here he became Dr. Doom.
Dr. Irwin Redlenner is the founding director of the National Center for Disaster Preparedness and senior research scholar.
Dr. Doom.
Hello. Have you ever spoken to someone that has your face on their chest?
Karen, can I answer that?
Oh, Mrs. Doom.
No, I'm sorry. That would be a no comment.
No comment.
I use the medical term for this area. Anyway, hi.
Yeah, good, which I appreciated.
Yeah.
You're heading back to Ukraine, right? Next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You and the lovely Mrs. Doom. I mean, this is heartening news that the president is, not just sending tanks, but just doubling down on our support for not just Ukraine, but democracy around the world.
Right. And encouragingly, so is Europe. Germany and other countries are also doubling down. The problem with the tanks from the U.S. is they're going to take several months to get there.
Yeah.
And, the Ukrainians just have to hang in there and just keep holding the line there. But it's really difficult. The Russians are throwing everything they have at the situation. They've been humiliated, really, on the battlefield, Steph. So it's like this is a very big deal for them. And all the while, which is our raison d'etre here, is all the while are these increasing humanitarian needs as they knock out more and more infrastructure and electricity and heating and access to safe water. We need, in addition to the military assistance, the nations and the organizations like ours need to keep it up in terms of providing the generators and everything else that those folks need.
Yeah, this was with the Marjorie Taylor Greens and others that would stop funding to Ukraine taking over. This was the president yesterday.
As I told President Zelensky when he was here, and today's his birthday, by the way, in December, we're with you for as long as it takes, Mr. President. Ukrainians are fighting an age-old battle against aggression and domination. It's a battle Americans have fought proudly, time and again. And it's a battle we're going to make sure the Ukrainians are well equipped to fight as well. This is about freedom. Freedom for Ukraine. Freedom everywhere. It's about the kind of world we want to live in, the world we want to leave to our children. So may God protect the brave Ukrainian defenders of their country and keep the flame of liberty burning brightly as we can.
Okay, I hate to bring up a source, but Marjorie Taylor Greene. So not only is she on the Homeland Security Committee, despite being a 9/11 truther, she is in charge of the COVID committee, despite the fact that she was initially banned from Twitter for COVID misinformation. I just am. We find ourselves just in an upside down world, right? I mean, I can't even imagine and Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who was disciplined for, sexual harassment, drinking on the job, giving out pills like left and right. They're both on the committee to, I don't know, investigate COVID. What are they going to do you think?
I think they're going to perpetuate a series of lies, misinformation, and, outright stupidity. I think George Santos probably should be in that committee also. I mean, he must feel very, very left out, Steph. I mean, I feel a little sorry for him, but I think... Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
The thing is, Doc, we can laugh. You're right. It's funny because it's such a clown show, and yet scientifically, medically, for you, you're like, this is going to be a whole new barrage of dangerous misinformation about COVID.
It's actually insane. It's a really bad sign, actually, for the country that we don't have the ability anymore to control these outliers. And the outliers are now the inliers because, Kevin McCarthy is seeing to us that smart people who understand what the country needs are being actually ejected from critical committees, while the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and her ilk are being welcomed and assertedly put on committees that make a difference in America. And there's not a darn thing that we can do about it. And these new, quote unquote, investigative committees, and particularly the one that's most scary, is investigating the quote unquote weaponizing of government, meaning the committee's going to investigate any attempts to use the federal government to bring sanity and safety and good health to American people. That's as frightening as it can get. It's just amazing.
Well, not to worry. Marjorie Taylor Greene thinks she will be Donald Trump's vice president, so she'll apparently thinks she's going to fail upward. Yeah. So that's just sort of settles your tummy, doesn't it?
It does. It does.
I don't even know where to start between her being on the COVID, committee, and we were just talking about there's got to be a new level of despicable. This, Diamond and Silk, the right wing, commentator. So, Diamond. She was hospitalized for a month with COVID, as we know. That was public, and she died. Presumably, it says heart failure, but anyway, her sister at her funeral tried to put out that she died because of being around people that are vaccinated, because of vaccine shedding. At her sister's funeral, this is the level of disinformation we're now at.
Well, isn't this the funeral that Donald Trump attended and eulogized her
By the
sister?
way, they were banned from Fox News for COVID disinformation. This is, right?
Do you have a list of the criteria for what it takes to get banned from Fox?
I know.
I was looking it up. I couldn't actually find it, but pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Stephen Colbert, discussed Trump's eulogy, and it is completely insane, off the wall garbage that he was projecting. But what do you expect here?
It started with his statement that she died totally unexpectedly. It's like, really? Unexpectedly, after being hospitalized for a month with COVID because you don't believe in vaccine and you have underlying conditions of heart disease and high blood pressure. And then, I would hardly call that an unexpected death, would you?
Yeah, it would not fit in that category at all. And look, unfortunately, she's not the only one that has died from the disease of non-vaccination.
Yeah.
And, we got these people who have bought the full MAGA line on vaccines. And a lot of people who are of that particular point of view live in the South, and the fatality rates from COVID have been sky high there compared to the rest of the country. And I don't know what it takes. You and I have discussed this many, many times. What is the nature of the message to people who still sustain a hard belief against vaccinating?
Yeah.
We're out of words, right? So we're at a status quo here with.
Yeah, unfortunately, Doc, it seems like the stupidity gets worse every week. Every week we talk about whatever the latest celebrity death or whatever the nonsense the anti-vaxxers are talking about. This Damar Hamlin, the Buffalo Bills, this has reached a level of conspiracy and stupidity. Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen was stunned to learn that there's a conspiracy theory floating around the internet that his teammate Damar Hamlin has a body double, that he's dead. Yeah. I mean, first of all, they're saying, the anti-vaxxers are saying because he was vaccinated, not because he was hit in the chest, right between heartbeats. I mean, the hot new anti-vax conspiracy theory is that Damar Hamlin secretly died from the vaccine, and the NFL's using a body double to fool fans into thinking he's alive. Josh Allen, the quarterback, said, that's stupid. That there's really mainstream media outlets pushing this. He said, one, that's Damar's swag. He likes wearing that. It was what he was wearing. People were thinking, oh, this is a disguise or something. Two, he was in the locker room with us pregame. So, yes, that was Damar. As far as the whole cloning deal, I saw Damar put #clone or something playing into it, which I thought was funny. It's a trophy fish. It's pretty big. I don't know what to say. He said, that's Damar Hamlin. That's our guy. That's our brother. He was with us pregame, postgame. He's up in the suite with his family, his little brother, 100%. So people need to stop. They need to stop that. I mean,
Stephanie, so here's the thing. Let's give a nod and a thanks to all this, to social media. I'm telling you, this would not have become a prevalent force in reality. This ability to spread misinformation of the most extreme and dangerous kind. How the hell could you have done this pre-social media? You couldn't have.
Yeah.
You couldn't have. Even with Fox, there's no way you could have done this.
Yeah.
But this is a self-reinforcing mechanism
yeah.
for spreading dangerous lies in our society. I don't know what to do about that.
Just as they're about to let Trump back on Facebook, etc. Let me ask, we've talked to, as a world-renowned pediatrician, just more and more heartbreaking gun stories. And there's even more heartbreaking news out of this 6-year-old that shot his Virginia teacher. The Virginia teacher who was shot by her 6-year-old student texted a loved one before she was wounded that the boy was armed and that school officials were failing to act. There must be just a basic, this could never happen with a kid this young. But this is the level, pediatricians have been warning forever that guns are one of their number one health worries. But they said the student said he had a gun in his backpack, and administrators at the elementary school weren't helping, is what she texted. She was frustrated because she was trying to get help with this child, for this child, when she needed help. No one was coming. One of the teachers first went to a school administrator between 11 and 11:30, said the student threatened to beat up a classmate. Second teacher went to the administrator at 12:30, said the teacher took it upon herself to search the 6-year-old boy's backpack. The administrator downplayed the report from the teacher about the possibility of a gun. A third teacher told the administrator shortly before 1 the boy showed the student a gun at recess and threatened to shoot him if he told anybody. Yeah. A fourth employee asked the administrator for permission to search the boy and was denied. The administrator told the employee to wait the situation out because the school day was almost over. We are just in complete denial about guns in this country.
I used to be saying, well, there's about the same number of guns in America as there are people, meaning about 340 million. Wrong. There's 400 million guns in America, and a lot of people that promote the free access to guns say guns make us safer, and somebody pointed out in the paper today, then we should be the safest country on the planet Earth, as opposed to having 26 times the amount of guns as other civilized countries in the world. It is, we're so off the rails in so many ways, which is why, just to circle back, the quality of the people representing us in government, in Washington and the state government, is so critical, because theoretically, cooler heads, smarter heads, more caring and understanding individuals would be able to be a stopgap controlling some of the insanity that's basically just harming us. Because, like I said, the forces of social media have been unleashed, a true Pandora's box situation where we just, I don't know how we're going to get that back. But we're in a fix.
That's why you're Dr. Doom. The man, the myth, the legend, the T-shirt.
Yes.
Dr. Irwin
Redlenner. And coffee mug and
whatever
everything
like.
else. Sure.
Mouse pad.
Yeah.
Do people still get those? Coffee mug. All right.
What kind of personality does it take to drink from a coffee mug with their own picture on it?
Well, a man that is busy saving the world. We will talk to you from Ukraine.
Not healthy. I admit.
Talk to you next week.
Guys.
20 minutes after the hour. This portion of the show.
Once again, you have me mission the other side of the world.
Oh, good. I could not have you not show up on the week when, what was the headline, Travis? Former FBI